Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner. Welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. It's finally time for the final class trial. So let's go in. We're about to uncover the real truth, the one truth. I guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto. Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet? Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said... Byakuya? Byakuya? They arrived one after another, but they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hero? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial. I'm late. Strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so hot, my loins are ablaze. Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. With my With my scissor-sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be a boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Achoo. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now.
Hoo hoo hoo! Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see. Okay, well then, let's begin. This final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climaximum sorrow.
You're right. This is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair.
What do you mean this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square. And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Enough of your tedious drivel! Begin the trial already!
Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below. So don't try and run away. Ha 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 ha.
Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever. This will be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Do they think I'm the mastermind or something? Is that why they're making those looks? Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other. But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so. Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right, I'm ready. Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. Okay, let's go. I started making my way towards the opening. Step after step towards that gaping maw. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body. And finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final trial site?
What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. Hoo hoo hoo! And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin.
Alright, it is time for the final trial. So in terms of skills, I think, yeah, we are set. Same skills as last time. Okay, let's check this out. We have 17, only 17 truth bullets. So we have the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. Oh, this is the same file as before, Monokuma file 5, since we are redoing trial number 5, along with explaining every other mystery. So the victim was dead before the blast, and the victim's identity is unknown. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Now, where is... According to Kyoko, both the stab wounds and the blow to the head were inflicted after death. Which means the victim died in a different manner, and she implied that the other wounds that are at least several days old were that these other wounds were responsible for the death, but the wounds were at least several days old at the time of the murder, so that implies that this person had been dead for a while, perhaps? Okay, places to check. I don't think this matters at all. I don't know. What else about the victim? Let's see. Let's start from the top. So there's the tarp that covered the body from the water. It came from the biolab. So whoever killed that person, they needed to have access to the biolab, which at the time of the murder, no one had. I think that's all the thing we have here, yeah. Then we have Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. According to the headmaster's report, Mukuro did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak Academy. In addition, her physical features were as follows. Height 5 foot 7 inches, weight 97 pounds, vitals 31, 22, 32. Kyoko has confirmed that the corpse matches these characteristics. So that would imply that the corpse really is Mukuro? And now about that, we have the biolab secret. The biolab on the 5th floor seems to have been repurposed as a morgue. That's a rather small bullet. And then we have the biolab lights. A corpse fridge has been installed in the biolab. It seems that a blue light comes on to indicate the slot is occupied. The number of blue lights, counting the slot with Mukuro's body inside, comes to a total of 9. Which is weird since, so far... How many people do we have? We don't have Mukuro here, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dead bodies plus Mukuro's dead body. A total of 10, which is weird. And I think that's pretty much it. Okay, then we have Monokuma Control Room. The Monokuma room in the data center opened to reveal a small room used to command Monokuma. This is where the mastermind had been issuing commands to the Ursine robot. So the robot must be controlled from that room. Which means, since Monokuma is here, there is someone in that room right now. And they hide in the little hatch on the floor. Okay, what else? The ultimate despair. The phrase "the ultimate despair" doesn't refer to a single individual, but a like-minded group of people. 1 year ago, that group brought about the single worst event in human history. They are motivated only by despair, making them some of the most despicable people to ever live. So, earlier we thought that the tragedy, the single worst event in human history referred to the tragedy that occurred here, in Hope's Peak. Since we saw the room with bloods and the second floor also with... yeah, the second floor of the dorms was also a bit wrecked and there was blood on it. So yeah, I'm thinking... Well, let's go to other evidence first. There's the hidden room present. I don't think this has a correlation with anything else, maybe. There was a brightly colored box sitting in the headmaster's hidden room. Inside the box were human bones, the last remains of the headmaster. We have the photo of Kyoko and the headmaster. In his hidden room, the headmaster kept a photo of him and the young Kyoko together. In the photo, they are both smiling. We have the headmaster's e-handbook. An emergency handbook was found in the headmaster's hidden room. This handbook apparently has no restrictions and was given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. And then the weird thing starts to happen. We found the locker notebook. The notebook was found in a locker on the second floor of the dorms. Yasuhiro's name was written on the inside, and it has notes for a number of different classes. We also found the locker pocketbook. The pocketbook was found in a locker on the second floor of the dorms, and based on what was written inside, it's believed to be Kyoko's. There's some kind of message scrawled on the last page of the pocketbook. Despair walks among us, and so we survived. There's a second despair. There's also this group photo. The photo depicts all the Hope's Peak students wearing matching uniforms. Worth noting is that Mukuro is pictured, while Makoto is not. Could that mean all the others are working together somehow? We also have the interview DVD. The DVD Kyoko found contained interviews between the headmaster and all the Hope's Peak students. Makoto, however, had no memory of such an interview. Thanks to Monokuma's interference, Makoto wasn't able to watch the DVD all the way through. So in this DVD, all the students agreed to the headmaster's proposition that there may be a possibility that they would have to live their entire lives in this school. So, with all these bullets, I believe we can conclude, well, a good possibility is that the ultimate despair, they brought about the single worst event in human history. So Maybe something terrible happened outside, and we were brought here to bring hope to the people. We are the future. We are the hope for the future. The best of the best. And they brought us here to survive, perhaps. That's why this group photo exists. That's why this this pocketbook exists. That's why this locker notebook exists. But however, we all lost our memories somehow, and then this game began. Now, since someone must always control Monokuma, I was thinking that maybe Mukuro Ikusaba, that we never saw until she died. Did she really die? We'll find out. I believe she was controlling Monokuma most of the time. And then, but now that she's dead, Monokuma is still being controlled. So, Kyoko's notebook says there's a second despair. So, I believe Mukuro was working with someone in this very room that we are in. Either Byakuya, Toko, or one of the others. There's a second despair, so the mastermind is basically two people. I believe that answers that question. So no time travel, no clones, nothing, all those theories that I had once, they were stupid. But as Kyoko said, first to resolve a mystery, we need to come up with a different number of possibilities, and due to the evidence, we eventually reach the ultimate truth. And I believe that to be it. That's why there is a notebook here from Hiro, because we were having classes in this very school until our memories were altered. And finally we have Genocide Jack's memory. It would seem that while Toko and Genocide Jack share certain fundamental knowledge, their individual memories are separate. I don't know how this will come into play yet, but we'll find out. And I think that's all, right? File, there's the places to check. I don't think this matters at all. But let's just read it to be sure. Several rooms had been locked up until this point. The headmaster's room on the 4th floor, the biolab on the 5th floor, the Monokuma door in the data center on the 4th floor, and the 2nd floor of the dormitory area. In addition, the areas directly connected to Mukuro Ikusaba's death are the garden and dojo. Now, what I thought about was, since the body we found, apparently the wounds that matter are several days old. I'm thinking that the body had to be dead for a while now, for a couple of days, for some days. I don't know exactly how many days several days old is. But then Kyoko said that that I was thinking about old wounds, when in fact old, it's not exactly several days old. So I was thinking maybe this would be somebody from some other students, maybe Junko, maybe Sakura, one of those. Although my bets were on Junko, and that Mukuro was still alive, but Kyoko told us that the bodies matched, at least from the information we have. So my other possibility is that if someone must be working with Mukuro, oh no, wait, earlier I mentioned that the mastermind would probably be one of those in this room. That's not exactly true. Since they must be working together, and someone must be controlling Monokuma at all times, that's not possible at all. I had forgotten about that. What is possible though, since we only have 9 bodies when there should be 10, is that if in fact Mukuro is dead and that is her body, then it is very possible that one of the other students that we thought was dead is very much alive. And that's the one that has been controlling Monokuma alongside with Mukuro. Okay, these are all my theories. These are my thoughts. Let's get this started.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school...
Oh, before we continue. The memory changing and that we were here before also matches the note we found in the secret room of the school way back that said, I must not leave, I must stay here. That triggered some memory in Makoto here. And that kinda works with the theory that something really bad has happened outside, and that also works with the fact that nobody came to rescue us. That kinda works too.
Okay, if you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win. But if you can't, then I win. And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment.
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final. No loopholes, no wiggling out of it later.
Of course not. Bears never go back on their words.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person?
Huh?
Don't bother, I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. Oh, we have to make an argument right now. Okay, group photo, DVD, file, places to check is a thing here. You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right. Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me, I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own. What a coincidence! I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together. What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can what? I can't read that. All three of them think that everyone around them is their enemy. I bet Monokuma showed them the picture with everyone in them but themselves. That would make sense. There's no doubt this is a trap Monokuma's set. He set it up so we would suspect each other. It's probably the group photo. I can't read that. Whose bright idea was it that have spinning text? How did the three of us each have evidence? Something. Yeah, this definitely is it. It's not just you three, I have evidence too. What, you two? The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right? Well, yeah. Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right, cause in my picture... See, I'm the only one not in it. I figured as much, in which case. Hero, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it. Okay, but be careful with it, it's pretty important evidence. This one too, it's just like I thought. So the secret in these pictures has been revealed. Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together, that's why I'm the only one missing. But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me. So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
The proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. And that person is the one who got the photos. In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing. As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well. In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included. And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy.
Hoo, figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it, but how was that a hint? But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me? Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something. Sure, no problem. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each of them one more time. Okay, so we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 15 people. We see Mukuro over there. Sakura's punching a giant fish. Don't see anything unusual. Hina's picture. Except that we're all in the school, maybe? Hiro's picture. And mine. There's something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something. Oh, group photo has been updated. Can't you just forget about the photo already? Hold on. There is something else that's very strange. That's it? Something strange about the photo. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo, I'm still pissed about that. And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, 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 I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way. Yeah, I don't remember ever taking a picture like that. So it's gotta be a fake, I'm sure of it. But you know, can we really be so sure? Huh? Don't get me wrong, I don't remember taking this picture either, but is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake? What do you mean? The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. Oh, Hangman's Gambit. What is it, amnesia? Yep, amnesia. Come on, give me an eye. There we go, amnesia. I can't believe the hardest one of these Hangman's Gambit so far has been the schizo one. Ah, that was weird. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it? Oh, I get it, so we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if you expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult type story. Well, yeah. Yeah, we all lost our memories, that's just crazy. It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, they have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. Okay, so DVD perhaps? Probably the DVD. Oh, so many goddamn bullets now. Oh damn. You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy? I promise you I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened. So the idea that we all lost our memories is totally stupid, obviously. No, I have the DVD, man. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Do you really remember everything? Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing. You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you? No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hopespeak Academy headmaster. When you say all of us, you mean... I mean all of us, including you. You lie, I never did any kind of interview. No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did in fact interview you. What are you saying? I didn't imagine you would remember. It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this, that I lost my memory somehow? Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality. How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here. To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now. Something else. You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about? The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school. What kind of question is that? And how did we answer? We'd say no, obviously. Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes, I could spend the rest of my life at this school. Why? Why did you say yes to something like that? I don't know, I don't remember a thing. The same goes for everyone else, nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it all. It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever. That's just insane. How can I believe that? Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it, am I right?
You sure are, cause it's all true.
What, man? I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it. Indeed. We only have one path in front of us. Then, we really?
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt. And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Whoopsie, you figured out that part too, huh?
Of course, there's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time. But how could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Pooh hoo hoo! I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all, a reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive? You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other? That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
Hoo hoo hoo, it sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else. So until we do that, well, either way we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. Okay, how many damn bullets? Okay, only 5 this time. Handbook, control room, the profile, the room present, and photo of Kyoko and headmaster.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of. But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school? Of course, they have to be here somewhere. What makes you so sure? What does make me so sure? Exactly, you're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away. Okay, you probably counter that one with the control room. Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right? Okay, we have the control room, we have proof that the mastermind is here. That we can contradict that. There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma.
I mean, come on. We're on a life or death situation and nobody bothers to check these rooms beside me. I mean, come on.
The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt the mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you this already. Oh yes, I did. I told you this many times already. This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student. But how do they manage to survive all this? So we're the only ones here. It's not me, I'm not the mastermind man.
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
What? Why me?
Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Oh nuts, you got me.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough, just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery. Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right, what more is there to talk about? If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Mukuro's actual cause of death must have been the other wounds. All of the wounds covering her body, that's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old. That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here?
How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know. You're wrong. She denied me before I could even say anything. Come on, I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
I'm sure if you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place?
So I believe we go with, oh, so many bullets. With the profile. Let's make sure. The profile has... Mukuro did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak. Okay, that's all that matters. Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So when you think about it,
Obviously she got those wounds somewhere. Are you finished? You didn't deny me this timesy-wimesy. You made me go all cutesy. Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it. Okay, let's see Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Counter, obviously she had all those wounds from battle. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury. To be denied so completely, actually it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training? Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school, in which case they could be the very thing that killed her. As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead. Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her. Okay, we got Mukuro's fatal injury. But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long? That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days. So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you? The identity of the one who attacked me, I can't think of anyone else. The mastermind. The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me. But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all, it was the masterminds. Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba, at least that's what I think. Pooh hoo hoo! Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
Well, we found her body. No, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me, even if I didn't see their face. If you compare what we know about Mukuro to the masked attacker, it should be obvious. Okay, what is it now? Fatal injury, the file, and the profile. The profile has all the other information about her, right?
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong, even without seeing their face. There's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her. The hands.
Oh, and what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
Whoever attacked me, they didn't have something Mukuro definitely had. That should be proof enough that the one who attacked me wasn't Mukuro.
Okay, so I think we'll have to take... what's the hands Mukuro used with that reached towards us? The left hand, right? No, not the right hands. Left hands. Okay, left hands. No, it wasn't. Oh. Nope. Maybe... I can never remember. Is this a contradiction, or do I just have to provide some evidence about it? Left hand again. So the things we can shoot. It was Mukuro Ikusawa. Another part of the attacker. Right hand, left hand, right foot. Can I counter the right hand? No. Ah, and this was going so well. I mean, let me think about it. Looking at... that person wasn't wearing any gloves. They didn't have the nails. The fake nails. So, from our perspective, it should be Mukuro's left hand. Pretty sure about that, but it didn't work. The fatal injury doesn't matter. What does the fatal injury say anyway? Let's check this out. A collection of wounds covering her body. Maybe we get the it was Mukuro Ikusawa and shoot the other parts. No. I'm pretty sure it was the left hands. Or maybe they want me to use the hips for the measurements from the body we saw. What does Makoto say here actually? They didn't have something Mukuro definitely had. Maybe it's the right hand and I'm just wrong on this. Definitely not the foot though. Ah, damn it, I hit that. Should have used bullet time. Let me actually make sure about something. Weak spots. Loading bullets, quick select. Flashback. No, it just works as a truth bullet. Oh, it is the right hand. Wasn't the right hand holding the knife though? I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's it. I thought the closer hand might be proof enough. Oh, the tattoo! Not the nails. Oh, I got it. Okay, never mind. I was going about it the wrong way. Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir, in other words, a wolf tattoo. I was going with the nails.
and the best place to see the nails would probably be on the left hand. My bad, totally wrong on that. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. Oh yeah, we can definitely see the right hands for a tattoo. The left hand we couldn't see for a tattoo, but I mean, there are no nails here, right? No fake nails. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay, you got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina and I all have solid alibis for that entire night. Yeah, we were in the gym tearing you apart, so it couldn't have been any of us.
Okay, sure, it couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Oh-ho. No snappy comeback? Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me. Before anyone could say anything. Oh, is she going to remove the gloves? Oh yeah. Kyoko was removing her gloves. Your hands... Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned skin. Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced. I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars. If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the masterminds, it doesn't really bother me. Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on. My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine? No, not at all, I'm positive. Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
Ooh, this is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all, you can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true, all we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning. On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that. You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow, she was killed in secret without any of us knowing. And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she? If she was, she would have been totally decomposed, just like your brain. Then she was being stored somewhere. But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere, there's only one place. I can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored. Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab. The biolab? You mean on the 5th floor? That's right, it's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body, and it'd keep the body preserved at the same time. Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden. And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof. The proof that shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden. This tarp that says Biolab. What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp. Oh, it says Biolab. Holy cow, how'd you notice that tiny little thing? Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing. This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there. So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed the tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it, as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards. Wow, you made everything sound so amazingly consistent?
But that's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it? Are you talking about unmasking the masterminds? You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency, one so major it can't be overlooked. An inconsistency in the biolab? Could you be talking about?
La la la, I can't hear you, la la la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him. I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about?
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that other thing?
What one thing?
Hoo hoo hoo, what do you think? I'm talking about your family.
What?
Hoo 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 hoo. Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
You know, Makoto's father kinda resembled the headmaster. I mean, he could have started another family. But probably not.
So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister, what do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that. Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset. Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if my theory is correct, and one of the dead bodies is actually the true mastermind, who could it be? You know, I'm going to say Sayaka. And I think I'm right about this. She's the only one who was not present at the first trial. Oh, and Junko too. Damn it all comes back to Junko. There were two that were not present at the first trial, so they could have been controlling Monokuma somehow. Yeah. No, but if no, but if Mukuro was controlling Monokuma then, that would make sense as well. But I was also thinking it could be Sayaka. because she was the first. She was the first one to. Oh no, but she was killed by Leon. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to say Junko. Maybe she attacked Monokuma on purpose. Maybe. Just to get her out of there. That's my guess. Of course, it's probably wrong. Maybe, I don't know. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. If we know there's an inconsistency, why didn't we check all the drawers? Oh, it's this. Battle against Monokuma. There's a lot of arguments. I bet I missed one. Oh, I failed! Oh, damn.
It would seem you weren't unable,
You weren't unable, huh?
You weren't able to uncover the mystery of this school or Mukoro's death. You know what that means. It's everyone's favorite punishment time. Hoo 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 hoo.
Is this really it for us? Is it really over? Oh, I thought we might get to see a nice cutscene of us all dying. Okay, note to self, don't reload that much. Let's just activate this and be done with it. Come on. Oh, I failed again. Damn, this is harder than it looks. And here I thought I had the mechanics down. Of course, Monokuma also sends a lot of arguments our way. A lot of doubts. I think I'm just taking too much damage. Wait a minute. Oh! I never realized I could do that. Lights. Wow, I never realized I could target multiple at once. This makes it a lot easier. The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
Ah! What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as a part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored. And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on. In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot. But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9. Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man. 9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights that should be on is 10 lights. 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious. Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far and it should become clear. That's right. That's the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Junko was second. Leon was third. Chihiro was fourth. Mondo was fifth. Taka was 6th, then Hifumi was 7th. Celeste was 8th. Sakura was 9th. And victim number 10 was Mukuro. So 10 people in all. That's right, any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored in there. You were saying a dead body just up and disappeared. I got it. The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence. But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet her body was left alone. Then whose body disappeared? It may very well be that none of them disappeared. But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match? Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders? The reason there are less bodies than murders. The explanation for more murders than victims. Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? Only 9 murders took place? There weren't actually 10 murders, but 9. That's why there are 9 bodies. That's patently untrue. Counting Monokuma's executions, there have indeed been 10 murders. I think we can all agree on that. Actually, you're completely right, so... Oh. I mean, I was going to say there were only 9 murders because someone is not dead. Fine. I guess it's the other one. Someone was killed twice? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I have to go through all this again. No, 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 no. Speed it up. The same person was killed twice. We already established the mastermind did not destroy a body. What about if the same person was killed twice? Ha, killed twice! Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered and then murdered again. Murdered and murdered again? If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings but still only 9 victims, right? Technically, you're right, I guess, but still something like that could easily have happened. No, it is what happened. Sounds like you're already convinced. Then you can tell us who was killed twice. It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else. And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment was found. We found it in the garden. And that's why they exploded the body.
No, 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 that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else, come on. Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious, because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Oh, am I right after all and it was Junko all along? We only have 3 bullets, we'll probably have to use a flashback.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu whatever? Sakura Ogami? No, no, no. There's no way anyone was murdered twice.
Okay, Junko. No, damn it. Maybe get them murdered twice. Yep, murdered twice, Junko. I knew it! I knew it all along! Damn! But Junko... wait. So this person, the dead body we just found, isn't Mukuro? I'm confused now. Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's? What do you mean? Oh, so... is that... oh, it all makes sense now. That's why we were so shocked at first when we met Junko for the first time. Because we thought that she looked way different from all the magazines she was in. But she just told us it was all photoshopped and all, but that would make a lot of sense. What do you mean? Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears all over her body. And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered, then the similarities match? Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same. So, let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba. It all matches up right. Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries. Then it's really true. Mukuro and Junko are the same person. Wait, so then... what does it all mean? It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive. And that's the true identity of the masterminds. Who is it? Who's behind all this? We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. No, but if Junko was Mukuro, then Mukuro is Junko. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. Oh, I bet the inconsistency with the pictures we have is that Junko does not look like the Junko we know. So Mukuro is still alive? She's got to be. Total silence, then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I? Mukuro alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? No, we can't. Probably the profile. The body we found in the garden? It wasn't Mukuro? Then she's still alive. That's right, she made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro? What ya say, Monokuma? Do you give up? Really, I can counter No, it was Mukuro. No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. So, if the true mastermind is Junko, then I guess my theory was right after all, of it being between her and Sayaka. It all comes down to Junko anyway. What I didn't figure out is that Mukuro was actually Junko when she was here with us. The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko? She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse. And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo, so there's no question it's her. But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive? Someone made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Okay, where are you, Junko? Got you now. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility. Are you sure about that? Huh? I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. But that was Mukuro. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charades. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not? Now that you mention it. I gently placed my hands on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say, she was gone. I did check absolutely, and I can say for sure. She was dead, there's no question, Junko was dead. So the idea that she's still alive, it must be wrong. Then you're withdrawing your previous statements?
Pooh-hoo, pooh-hoo-hoo. I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad, I guess your conclusion was a dud. Ha ha ha, too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto? Huh? No, of course, there's no way I'd give up that easy. That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died, Mukuro absolutely died. Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story. I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction. Huh? The opposite direction? Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived? How could Junko have survived? I checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. I mean, haven't we established this was Mukuro already? But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. Hangman's Gambit, here we go. What is it? Oh, I'm not sure what this is. What could this be? Let me think about it. We have a P and a C. Oh, I should look at this more often. I can speed up the letters. So the thing, why is, if Junko's alive, that means she must have used some sort of trick. I don't know what trick that is. L... what could this be? Can, con... Let's just try some random letters. Okay, it starts with an R. I'm totally not getting this one. Replaced. Got it. That's it. What if she switched places with someone else? Switched places? That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba. Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later. which is why the body's height and weight and everything matched Mukuro's profile, right? I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right? Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could I even have done that? From the very beginning. Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique? Good point, there's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong. There has to be some other way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning. What? From the beginning? Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched. Then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro. Hold on, so you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along? Then we'd already met her? I had like a normal conversation with her. When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko. And we never would have known the difference. What would easily allow the two of them to switch places? That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning. Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she? Probably makeup. She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time. But if she really did use foundation? Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma, you can't deny it anymore. Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning? If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan, to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko. The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together. So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair. What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back. I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? Poo-hoo-hoo, as if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants, it doesn't matter. Because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. So what am I looking for? He hid Junko's identity twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. No, this probably is the previous investigation. Because of the bomb. Not the profile. The group photo, maybe? It has to do with what Monokuma tried to keep me from seeing during the... Oh, the DVD! That makes sense. I guess we didn't get to see Junko's. While I was in the AV room watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster, it wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Whoopsie, looks like it broke, out of service.
What? It just so happened to break just now?
Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video, and the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you? Oh yeah, if everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up. And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that.
Oh, another one of these. Oh damn.
Okay, final strike. Where is group photo? Yeah. It's a lot easier when I figured out I can shoot down multiple at once. The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. We can't see Junko's face, we can't see Junko's face, we can't see Junko's face, and we can't see Junko's face. The unusual circumstance is Junko's face. Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can see her face. I mean, we just saw these. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them. So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she died, and the real Junko is still alive. And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation, this killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on.
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything right now. Oh, climax inference, but we haven't solved everything yet. Have we? What was the identity of the ultimate fashionista who I met in the main hall? It was Junko. Where is Junko? Is this the one? I mean, there's not a single one with Junko alone. And she died. Where did the mastermind keep Mukuro's body? In the biolab. Here? Is there an actual biolab or do I have to use this one? Bomb. I probably have to use this one. The mastermind attacked me with something. It was a knife. The mastermind attacked me. Who was it that stopped them? It was Kyoko. After the surprise attack failed, the mastermind fled my room. So let's see. Which is the... He might be fleeing in this one. This might be Kyoko looking surprised, trying to attack him. What did the mastermind do with the mask after they took it off? They put it on Junko. Or, not Junko. What is the condition of the dead body when I first found it in the garden? Like this. We couldn't identify the mysterious body because it got blown up. Is this it? There's a lot of things I didn't use. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma, in other words, the mastermind. Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in the bio lab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the bio lab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the bodies through identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind, the one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima.